Well, hello there, traveler of the electron highway of the interweb. Welcome. Come, sit. Warm yourself by the fire while I retell of today's RWBY review. There is much to talk about. Am I not right, my scully companion?
Too right, my ugly companion. Much to talk about.
Much indeed. So slice yourself a bit of roast while I do the same of the recap.
Previously in our tale of turmoil, many of our heroes found themselves facing new dangers. Whether it be the danger of the stranger, perils of the papa, or simply the foreboding future that the farm boy finds himself facing. As our new ally in good is told by his husband one Kenobi that destiny has called his name, and Oscar must answer. However, he is still but a boy, and the burden that will save the world weighs heavily on his shoulders. For heavy is the crown that lies on the heads of kings and queens, though one crown may never receive its true and rightful heir, as the father of fortunes denies the throne to his daughter. Why Shni shall never inherit the kingdom of dust, but instead shall be locked in her snowy tower, as her backstabbing brother claims the mantle of heir to the Shni Dust Company. But cold is the wind that blows to anyone who invokes the wrath of the Ice Queen. For while this damsel be in distress, she need but pick up her blade to call upon her white knight. But not all knights are gowned and clothed of ivory, as the world has tarnished and dented their armor, though their swords be as sharp as ever. And our black knight is not one to back down from a fight, not one that seeks to claim his rose. So let the poets and singers write psalms of this day, for the crow did battle the scorpion, but he be not alone. For while this rose may be a little thing, her thorn stings greater than any blade. And thus the day was claimed as the demon Tyrion sleeks away back to the shadows of his mistress, but not before dealing a venomous blow to our Knight of the Corvus. But now is no time to plead, for our knight must tell his tale.
So let us return to our companions and see what this dusty crow has to say to the rangers. Good friend Lakandan, roll thy yonder clip.
Skippeth this the tale of... let pass the... Screw it, skip! We return to our murder of crows, where the drunk wraps up recapping of what Osmond explained to Pyrrha on that fateful day of her destiny. That there are these maidens that can use magic without dust, that one was attacked, and that though the power usually goes to another, only half was stolen, which is why they tried to have Pyrrha become the next Fall Maiden.
So you forced it on Pyrrha?
We didn't force anything. We explained the situation and gave her a choice, and she chose. You were there. You heard her.
Yes, but seeing that you weren't, I would like to know how you know. Well, Grumpy Mick got my girlfriend killed, walks off as RWBY asks why Tyrion was after her. Crow tells her that the Silver-Eyed Warriors are a formidable force, and Salem isn't pleased another has resurfaced. They then speak for the viewer, asking why Crow didn't just travel with them, to which Virgin McDust in the Wind says that he was using them as bait.
Would you sit down? You're stressing me out, kid. Not many people are super religious these days.
Speak for yourself. Now, if you excuse me. All praise by the old man's name live forever in the legends of man! Anyways, Bird Boy here explains that with Redmond being so old, there are bound to be many stories and legends of gods. But according to Old Man Oz, some are real. Once there were two gods, two brothers, an older brother of light and a younger brother of darkness, and the usual feud between them. The older wanted to create life, plants, sunshines, and unicorns that vomit rainbows, and all that sweet jazz, baby. But the younger brother wanted everything to burn and die, because I guess he was listening to too much death metal. And apparently we are then told where the creatures of Grimm come from. Spoilers. Eventually the two realize that they should, with their powers combined, create Captain Planet, aka mankind, who then possess the 4 key gifts of the gods.
Knowledge, creation, destruction, and choice.
So apart from the choice against their nature, pretty much the same thing that all living beings have. This really doesn't help the bestiality case of the faunus, does it?
And that is how humanity came to be.
But what does that have to do with us?
Good fucking point! Well, Crow then explains that the gifts weren't simple abstract concepts, but physical items left by the gods, and whoever obtains all 4 can change the world. So, pretty much this world's equivalent to the Infinity Stones. Gotcha. He goes on explaining that the gifts were then hidden, and the 4 main schools built upon their resting place as additional protection. Which kinda negates the whole hidden aspect, but whatever, you do you. He then says that this was to keep mankind from using them against himself, as well as keeping them out of Salem's reach.
And if she gets them, it's not going to end well.
Whoa, that was a sudden scene shift. I guess the editing manager was on break. Well, we're back with Blake as Bella Mommy tries to encourage her to go and speak with her father, then stand outside like some creepy cat.
A father's never too busy for his daughter.
Not all of my friends would agree with you on that.
That's when it comes to strengthening his pimp hand. Stop showing me my little girl's being hurt! Well, Kelly then leaves Blake to deliver her father's tea as she goes back inside to, enjoy son's company.
That boy you brought home loves to run his mouth.
No. Shift! God damn it, no! It's official! The Black Sun has set for the last time! All hail the Bumblebee! Anyways, now with no choice, Blake tentatively enters her father's study. But she needn't have worried, as he insists that she sit and have tea with him. The two then enjoy a few awkward moments with each other, culminating with...
So, is it warm in Vale?
Huh?
It just seems like your outfit doesn't cover very much.
Think that's bad? You should have seen the stripper outfit Adam gave her.
Don't be so dramatic.
The only good thing that asshole ever did. My little playboy kitty cat. How I miss you. Don't get me wrong, I love your outfit now, but I'll never forget those leggings. Gira then goes on to apologize, to which Blake asks why, since it was she that hurt them, shouted at them, called them cowards, and left them for #FaunusLivesMatter. But Bella Papa simply hugs his little girl, telling her that she has more strength than most, as even when she ran, she still confronted the White Fang again and again, even if she wasn't alone. Which then prompts him to ask why she left Vale, why she left her friends, why...
Whoa! This isn't the bathroom!
I really don't like you.
And that's how Son died. Long live the Bumblebee! Oh, for God's sake, shut up! Outside, Blake starts slapping her monkey. She what? Oh, wrong monkey. But Son explains that there was a reason for his intrusion, as he saw in the market a White Fang member. Exasperated, Blake exclaims that she doesn't care, as she's there for her family. But the monkey shouts that it wasn't one from here, as they don't wear masks.
Son!
Look, I'm trying to help!
I don't want your help!
A freaking ninja?!
A spy!
Blake then leaps after the taco-loving ninja, as Son sums up things for Callie.
The White Fang is evil, I totally called it, and I'm bringing your daughter back!
MILF confirmed! What? Ship. MILF. You know, monkey I'd like to fuck. Never mind, back to the Black Sun. Oh, god damn it! Why? Things were just getting good. Well, Team Ranger continued to ask questions for the audience, like why people don't know about these relics, or about Salem, or why aren't they rushing to Mistral right now to warn them? Crow tells him that the headmaster already knows and will be on his guard, and that Salem won't make another major move so soon. He then tells them that most don't know about this, not because of himself, but because Osmond doesn't want them to. If they knew that such danger was out there, and that each kingdom had such power, it would be chaos and fear. And fear bring the grim. He says that Salem's goal is to divide mankind, which is why she works from the shadows, leaving everyone thinking that it was the other to blame. He finishes by telling them that all they can do right now is head to Mistral, as Cinder and the gang did say that they hailed from it, so it may be the next target. Ironwood will watch over Atlas, and Vacchio is too far and too wild to deal with right now.
Alright, I think it's time you kids got some sleep.
Uncle Crow, this is a lot to take in, and it all sounds crazy. But I'm willing to do whatever I can to help, because I trust you. But why couldn't you trust me? Why couldn't you just travel with us instead of all of this secrecy and...
Look, did you know that crows are a sign of bad luck?
Crow then tells his little niece that it's cause it's usually not safe around him. Unlike many other semblances that are dynamic, his is static. Always active. Lucky him. Or should we say, unlucky. As it seems that Crows causes random unfortunate things to occur, which against his enemies is fine, but it makes it difficult on those he loves.
Well, you are just a real bundle of help, aren't you?
Look who's talking! Who's the leader of your team? Oh, that's right.
Well, Crow explains that it's late and he said all he can for tonight. Right now, he needs a little walk. Though to be honest, what I think he really wants is something that's in his jacket pocket. The next morning then comes and holy cow, those sleeping bags are huge! Oh yeah, and Crow's dying. Oh no, what a calamity. Tell me it's not so. How could this have happened? You goddamn social injustice wanking pieces of shit!
Well, that's unfortunate.
And he's dead.
A moment of silence. And yes, that's the end of the episode. And yes, Crow is still alive. For now. Anyways, guys, I'm less worried about Drunken Crow than I am worried about the show slipping back into bad habits.
Anyone who's seen my previous reviews on this show knows all too well that I've hammered it harder than Stanley Brewer working in a forge on it not having a good plot. Now, that's not all that surprising, considering the fact that these two lovers have never really worked on anything of this magnitude before. Hell, RWBY wasn't even supposed to be this big. It literally started as a small web series aimed at the weeaboos of the Rooster Teeth fans. I thankfully don't count myself among we philanderous breast investigators have higher standards than those boobs. However, with the show reaching so many and gaining such recognition, it's time that RWBY proved its story can hold up its end of the deal. Sadly, this seems to be something that the dynamic doofuses don't know how to do yet. Now, the scene of them telling the story around the campfire is actually not bad, and does fit this world's theme of fairy tales. Where it fumbles worse than the Cleveland Browns is its delivery, which is the worst kind of fumble besides Miles' fumble and sex talk. Suddenly dropping that this world not only has ethereal elements, but also gods is not only a bold move, but kind of a stupid one. Now, to the layman anime lover whose brain is so riddled with boobs, butts, and JoJo references, it may seem a little hard to understand why this is the case. I mean, adding a deity like being isn't something new for these kind of shows, but it needs a particular vibe to mesh well. RWBY has set itself out as something a bit more grounded than most, which is why so many were attracted to it in the first place. True, semblances or mythical monsters, these aren't things you normally see in our everyday lives, unless you work in the drug testing industry. But we were presented to them in such a manner that even those not well versed in their anime mythical guide to magic could still get on board. So again, just dropping it on us that gods exist is a pretty hard pill to swallow, as, apart from the liberal storyline fallacies that come along with it, we then get stuck asking, what kind of gods? Are these the little g gods or the big G gods? Are they more or less just extremely powerful beings, or is this like a Jesus and Satan kind of deal? Or in the words of a weeaboo, is this heroism or Madokaism? It definitely feels like they're going for something like the latter, since this is a god of light and a god of darkness. Which doesn't help the whole cliche of the thing. I mean, really? Gods are what you're going to go to in order to explain the plot? That's like Final Fantasy's convoluted plot just being a roundabout way for the big baddie to get the good guys to kill him. I guess he never heard of the suicide hotline. I'm not saying that this automatically makes RWBY as bad as FF, because it would have to drop pretty frickin' far to be close to that, but the whole old gods theme is a bit much, as it removes a lot of the intrigue in the world to replace it with just the usual mankind is not good enough for the gods, as well as the gods warring as mankind is caught in the crossfire stick.
And why is it always the younger brother that's stuck with the shitty end of the stick? Last time I checked, it was the firstborn that was spoiled as hell.
Well, sibling rivalry aside, another thing caught in the crossfire of this explanation to the flimsy plot is the intrigue of the Grimm. It is never a good idea to reveal one of the main mysteries of your world just to answer a question we really didn't need an answer to. It's like the whole midichlorian scandal that nearly ruined the mythos of the Force. The Grimm are enemies who seek the destruction of man, but since they have no will of their own, they are just another danger in this world. Taking that away reduces them to just another minor worry to deal with.
Now there is one thing that we can console ourselves with. We don't know if anything that Crow said is true.
It may just very well be, as Crow put, a fairy tale. As being so long ago, the truth became legend, and then legend became myth. It's not uncommon for something commonly known to be eventually twisted by so many retellings. Or simply twisted by idiots. This would actually fit with the theme, as well as being an interesting talking point, as we watch the fans rip each other apart with a ferocity unmatched by anything except shipping, as they try and figure out what is real and what is just part of the fairy tale. And speaking of the great nautical battle that rages on to this very day, it seems that the Bumblebee shippers are rejoicing at the sight of Blake's slapping son. But once again, I must stand as the voice of reason. At least until the executioner arrives to have me burned at the stake for my heresy. He says that the plane got delayed again. Damn you, American Airlines!
Throughout their time together, it's kind of clear that Rooster Teeth aren't setting things up to go down that route.
Richard! There's a song in the Volume 4 soundtrack titled Bumblebee. That's gotta confirm it. Well, you're forgetting 3 important details. Firstly is that there is also a song in the same soundtrack called Like Morning Follows Night. 2, the songs are made separately from the show and now usually don't have anything to do with the characters. And D is that Rooster Teeth have always loved to fuck with us. Just look at Vic.
Hell, the man himself poked fun at shipping. Don't put it past these guys to pull the rug out just to laugh at your fat betrayed face.
But I talked enough about the subject, so let's move on to a more interesting matter. Don't worry, I'll have more to say about this by the end. Now, Miles to Kilometers have never really been able to wow us with their story writing chops, and this episode is no different. But like with this kit, Rooster Teeth keeps them around for other reasons besides them being adorable. Whereas Gavin knows how to slow things down, the dynamic doofuses know how to slow a scene down so we can appreciate the relationship forming before our very eyes. Again, I'll never understand how these bedroom idiots manage to continue to blackmail high-class actors into working for them, but once more, Kent Williams just brings out that father aspect that he's synonymously known for.
I just want to curl up in his arms and go to sleep.
Knew you were gay. Well, Blake must feel the same way too, because we finally get to see her face one of her demons. She ran from them. Again, what a surprise. But instead of an awkward moment between parents saying that they told her so, we get a prodigal son. Or should I say, daughter. It isn't very long, and I have to say that Aaron Zek isn't on her A game when it came to her trying to cry. But Gira is more than enough to hold this scene up as we feel the love that they have for each other. At least until Tommy Peeper came crashing in.
I really don't like you.
Bumblebee confirmed.
Now the final thing I want to touch on is the relationship between Sun and Blake.
Die, heretic!
Death to the heathen! Burn him at the stake! You heard Grandma Burns a lot. Get the firewood! Yeah, I know I said I was done talking about that one, and technically I am. I instead want to point out that again, Blake is having someone come alongside her to keep her from going astray. Previously, we got a beautiful scene where Yang was able to keep the kitty from killing herself. But here, we now have Sun trying to keep Blake from going the complete opposite and giving up entirely. He knows that the White Fang are not done with them, and more importantly, that Blake isn't done with them. It goes to show how much he knows her, like her team before her, and that he understands that this is a cause that she wouldn't feel right in abandoning. As we saw, she isn't ready to give up the fight, whatever she may say. I mean, for crying out loud, she leaps after our ninja of the hidden tongue with no hesitation whatsoever. It's a pain that we have to wait to see where it leads, but one thing is for certain. Like with the Toradana, the Black Sun will never sail. What? No! It's that things are certainly going to get interesting in the upcoming episodes.
So as far as the questions, what the White Fang want with Blake, will Crow be alright, and is Salem done with Ruby? Guess we'll have to wait until next week to find out. As for now, thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see more of this, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. I'm Ricardo, the Cynical Critic. Me, no movie sacred, no video safe, but all deserve a chance. I'll catch you guys next week. Toodles!
Because we will not go to the doctor. I have an aunt that coughs up blood. And she'll show you, look at me, what's coming out. Look at, I'm dying. You should go to the doctor. No, they're gonna find something wrong. I'd rather not know. When it's my time, it's my time.